And obviously the bear doesn't kill illusions very well. So right now, Secret's only answer to those illusions, effectively, is the Tinker. And I guess, well, in the early game, also the Brewmaster with his split and with the what's it called, the spell from the earth or from the stone ruling.
Yeah, no, the purge. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
1,000 damage at
Tinker
least.
is going to be good. Elder Titan's going to be decent. A Radiant Spurn on the Lone Druid as well, perhaps. It's a good Radiance candidate. Maybe it's going to be a little like by the mid game develops. Ideally, they'll have ways to deal with that. But okay, see, that's interesting. I was wondering if Penta was going to fourth pick the Medusa to kind of take it away. They don't end up doing that. Obviously, the Tinker comes out, and Penta still goes back to the Medusa, though. Right. It's not necessarily a Tinker catcher, though. When it comes to catching this Tinker, it's not the best team for. I mean, Darkseer and Earth Spirit, I guess, are potentially okay. It's not the easiest either.
It's really not easy, but it's sort of, you know, I really like this Dusa pickup because it's more of a, we're going to execute our own strategy and let's just not necessarily ignore what the other team is doing, but more so we don't like force ourselves to counterpick something against you. Which I think Secret kind of did with the Jar Cup the last game. You know, they forced themselves into a CK pick, which CK counter sort of, which I guess they kind of had to, but Penta, I think their lineup is very well rounded. You know, they can push really aggressively. They have solid lanes if they do go that dual lane mid against the Tinker. So I like this lineup. They can group up, and if they pressure the Tinker early on at the 20-minute mark, you know, Team Secret have a really greedy lineup. They have the Tinker and the Lone Druid, two heroes that sort of need time to come online first.
Yeah.
So if they, in the first 20 minutes, Penta could definitely pressure Secret here, and I guess the only answer that Secret have to that would be the YapzOr Elder Titan with his Stomp, but I'm not sure how efficient that's going to be.
Yeah, Secret's going to need to be able to survive the early game. I think that's a good point to bring up. But again, the key items are on an Axe on Tinker, Radiance on the Lone Druid, and obviously those two do take a little bit of time before to be online for said hero. So we'll see what kind of pace they're able to bring to the table for Penta. Now, with that in mind, they don't necessarily have the best tempo-based lineup where they have a Lich support who's usually much more slower, of course, just for laning phase. They have a Darkseer, as you mentioned, a great beefy mech builder, but he's not going to be roaming, setting up kills early on by any means. Medusa's not going to be assisting there, so it's give and take. I really don't know who to favor. I mean, that's obviously I see this game being able to go either way.
I kind of favor Penta's lineup just because I think their laning stage should be more solid as well. They have the Darkseer Earth Spirit, which is it can be a really aggressive combo early on. Against the Lone Druid, maybe not necessarily, just because, you know, Lone Druid can be a little bit difficult to get to. But if they do pick him off early on, they could probably keep on bullying him throughout the entire laning stage, draw the attention of the supports, and then the Dusa versus the, I guess, tri-lane down here. I think Dusa should kind of do fine. Yeah, they could potentially threaten her, but I don't know. I think Penta are fine with like sacking this lane and then focusing on the other two lanes and then making sure they have an advantage on the CK and the Darkseer. And I don't know, in that mid game then, I think it's very difficult for Secret to sort of like delay this. And even if they do delay this, they're still up against a Dusa who, you know, the later the game goes, Dusa is still gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that myself. It's like Secret has a little bit of a window in the mid game here, but then after that, they have to be careful about letting this game go on too long. I mean, sure, Tinker is always going to be very annoying to push into. Lone Druid arguably is one of the best scaling heroes in the game because he's technically 12 slotted, etc. You know, we can go on in this argument forever. But again, it goes back to really anything can happen. It's definitely going to be a lot on execution here between these two teams. So looking forward to it. Game number 3, a chance to go to the finals of the European region. Qualifiers here. The Galaxy Battles. For mid matchup, it will wait. Okay, yeah, it is going to be the CK and the Lich, just going up against the Tinker Bane, and just like the last game, we have Earth Spirit kind of camping nearby, so essentially it could be 3 versus 3 in the middle lane eventually.
Oh. This is really interesting dual lane, because Bane is usually one of the kings in dual lanes, but it's really difficult to trade against a CK and a Lich, because they're pretty tanky, especially once they have Frost Armor available as well. And of course they can deny the creeps, pull the creep plays back all the time, so it's difficult for Puppey to really trade efficiently here. You can see he tries last hitting our men. Oh.
Yeah, they're going in. Actually, DNZ, nice roll in eventually, mid one. Walking it off, YapzOr being here as well, though, and DNZ going to be turned in the end. YapzOr credit for the first blood. So I saw him rolling in, but he did not see, and neither did I initially, but Elder Titan also happened to be there at that point. So again, the try versus try lane is online, and to the advantage of Secret so far, but now mid one could be in some trouble. The pull-in of Oliver right there on the CK gets that kill. Will it come at a cost? No, in fact, the Chaos Ball hits Elder Titan, and now he could be in some trouble. Cross Blast hits, and the final auto attack from DNZ. In fact, Oliver gets credit for the kill even, so all right, ends up being now 2-1 advantage for Penta.
I'm a bit surprised they went as early as they did with that roll, because this is pretty much the same what happened last game. They have such a strong advantage when they hit level 2, level 3, and they're going to hit it earlier than the other lane because they have the sacrifice, right? If they had waited for the CK to be level 2, instant kill in mid 1 for sure. But because it didn't have the stun on top of the reality rift, not a kill. I mean, I guess they did sort of, you know, they still got the kill after all, but they gave away first blood as well.
Bounty rune spawning, so of course movement begins. Those areas. Well, let's take a glance at the other lanes. Well, of course, most of the attention, understandably, is focused in that middle, but bottom lane, what is this about? You got our Spirit fighting with Elder Titan, just to tell. But Medusa versus the Brewmaster down here. Currently, you have Brewmaster at 9-6. Medusa's actually 6-1, so Brewmaster overall is having a better time.
Yeah, for now.
Gets a soul ring here.
But Dusa can, you know, the later this matchup goes, Dusa can bully Brewmaster much more with the Mystic Snake. Makes it really difficult for FATA to really dodge it, and oh, Puppey overextending a little bit.
At the end of the river, Araman will barely survive. Went for the rocket laser combo, just not enough damage though.
Oh, bottom lane, 9 might be in danger.
No,
never mind. It's still just a level 1 YapzOr. If he was level 2 and had a stomp available, that's probably a kill. But it's difficult for Elder Titan to find a level experience right now. He has it now. I don't think he can go for a kill though. Shouldn't be able to.
He's gonna kind of zone him the best that he can. Get a little bit further ahead. Top lane, Lundra at 16-7. You have on the other side Darks here at 13-1. So again, an advantage for the Lundra up there. Like top. But yeah, Darkseer is not a hero that's going to be moving though. Unlike Brewmaster on the other side, Brewmaster gets level 6, gets that primal split. You could see him perhaps starting to move and maybe try to make use of the hitting level 6 in the early split. Maybe that's going to be to Secret's advantage. Keep an eye on that.
Well, for sure. Darkseer rotating early on does basically nothing. You don't really skill Vacuum or Wall early on at all. Preferably, you probably have a level 0.9 shell, and of course Surge.
Yeah.
Maybe a point in Vacuum, a value point, but you know, until Vacuum hits level 4, it's not a good spell. Is that a death? No.
That was actually pretty well played with the boulder smash there from DNZ, but yeah, the crit.
Puppey's still coming in though. They do see him though with the sentry.
Yep. On him. See him coming over and Bean is wrapping around middle lane, so Ver continues to play aggressive. He does have 11 wand charges currently. Scan coming out, that's at the bottom lane though. So actually DNZ is checking himself to see if he's in the area, but in case, TP out.
I think I really underestimated the power of the Brewmaster, because FATA is completely outplaying this Dusa right now. 13 denies as well.
He's having a fantastic time now. They're 16-13, and again, level 6 is going to be a key, so we'll see if FATA going to make use of that earlier on in the game. But middle lane, how's that shaping up now? We have Tinker at 26-9, Chaos Knight 18-19-3, we'll say. Tinker having the advantage there, but of course the kills also.
FATA's a full level ahead as well. And look, he's bullying 9 out of the lane, and if he hits level 6, he can go for a solo kill. Like, the way he's been... well, now 9's level selling up full mid lane. They do jump the Tinker.
Tinker, nice boulder smash on 2, but out comes the stomp in response, and YapzOr looking to set up a turn kill, if anything, on a DNZ here. Spirit overextends, the rocket's coming out, and Wilpin, no! The infused raindrop initially, but Puppey will take him out with the auto attack in the end, so. Kill onto the Air Spirit in return.
I was so confused. I saw the rocket hit, and it basically didn't deal any damage, and yeah, the infused raindrop, a value pickup early on, but unfortunately doesn't pay off.
Keep him alive. Tinker has one of his own, and they're going to pop a shrine right here, actually. They're doing some stacking. Double damage at the top of the 6-minute rune. See which team is able to make the most use of that. But yeah, bottom lane, again, Brewmaster running at him. He is level 6 now. He has a Soul Ring to use if finds an opportunity. Currently, Medusa's at full life, but not much mana to work with. That comes into play. But, I mean, if you are Brewmaster here, does he continue to bully the lane, you think? Or would you actually like to see him maybe move to the middle?
I think they don't really need to move him at all, right? If he keeps Medusa down, and as long as his team doesn't die, and they're currently not, why shouldn't he just stay here? Well, as I say that, though, Tinker's being gone on again. Yeah. All right, now he dies. Okay.
Well, maybe. Maybe you want to overthink that a little bit.
Oh.
Or think about that. Yeah, it's mid one. Couldn't do anything there. The Nightmare attempt to try to save him coming out from Puppey, but he just wasn't going to be bottom lane. They're going in, FATA. And he has the split. Action right here. The Stomp sets this up, and there's the lockdown initially with the Earth Ruling, and you just see that damage. Easy kill. Back to the middle lane, though. Puppey falls as that's happening. So obviously still an advantage for Secret in terms of the 1-for-1 there, but at least Penta making something out of it.
Yeah, if you're FATA, you're definitely gonna stay here now. You committed the split, so you're not really gonna do anything on any other lane anyway. So for the next 2 minutes, I foresee him just staying here. 9. Oh god, he TP'd in. And they're already looking for him. They knew somebody came in here.
They definitely know now that they can only damage to YapzOr. And 9 with them.
Puppey is here as well.
Gonna be fine as long as he's hugging that tower, though. Do they have any TPs on? Well, looks like I'm going across. Yeah, TPs are ready to go as well. CK, by the way, just like last game, he is going the Midas here. I assume just like last game, you do like it once again.
Definitely. Again, I mean, Secret does have a bit of a greedy lineup here with the Lundred and the Tinker, but you know they can definitely stall it just because they have the Tinker. So CK, just to keep up in terms of net worth or even to pull ahead, needs that Midas. And again, these talents are just really strong as well. Having them available early on is just very valuable here.
Puppey, he's good. Up just walks away, but yeah, CK well on his way to that Midas. Speaking of that, though, Lone Druid does already have his. He's had this for a little bit now, has already used the charge, and Spearfair now going back into the jungle. 4,600 net worth, though, on Ace, so, and he continues to have free farm. So if you're Penta, that's something you look to address perhaps in the near future, but it goes back to their lineup. They really have a lineup that's good at that, at least early on, and until maybe at least the CK gets that arm lane after the Midas, which is purchase now. Play. Be active early.
Puppey finds Earth Spirit, or do they find Puppey? That's the question.
He kicks him away, and that'll be the end of that. But they, as they're suggesting, yeah, they're going to the top lane. They're gonna go after Lone Druid for an early kill.
I think this is such a good play. I don't think they expect this at all because they just see the Earth Spirit roll away from this top lane.
Phantasm, there we go. Rihanna pulling. Ace has no chance to get out of this. Well, maybe he does. Savage Roar initially helping. Actually, the tree blocks also coming to play. YapzOr comes in with the Echo Stop. He'll hit 2 heals. Our man, does he have a Frost Blast? He does, and the Boulder Smash will finish it from DNZ. Man, Ace made that so difficult, to be fair. A lot more difficult than expected, but ultimately the kill is successful for Penta.
I really have to give props to Penta here. They see the Bane, and they know they could definitely kill him. But they also know if the Earth Spirit just moves away here, they definitely find that kill on the Lone Druid. And they go for the high value target, get it as well. Lone Druid has been completely uncontested for this entire game. Was top, or I guess it still is top of the net worth, so a really important kill here for them. And by the way, the CK already had a Midas, I think, about a minute earlier than he had it last game. So this is looking to be a really strong start for Penta. Even if Medusa has been, you know, shut down a little bit, I think if you're Penta, you're still fine because you know that your Docs here and your CK are still doing very well.
Yeah, he's 2-0-4. I mean, he's off to a fantastic start once again. Similar to last game, but even more so as far as the Euro kills, and that's why I think he was able to get it that much quicker. But to be fair, Lone Druid, even despite that death, he already has 2,000 gold saved up. Stressed how important that Radiance is going to be. That's kind of the first really key item for Secret. Again, the Ags on Tinker being the next one as well. That could eventually come, but that's going to be a little bit longer. He's going to do the bots first, probably at least a Blink Dagger, and then maybe the Ags after that. Values it here. Bottom lane. Play.
This was a smoke from Secret, and it got dispelled by the Earth Spirit, so they can't really go for it. Don't even think, even if the Earth Spirit hadn't been there, I'm not sure they can really go for it because they don't have a good way of initiating the CK to really lock him down. I mean, their initiation right now is just walking up to him and then like popping the Brewmaster.
Going after Brewmaster. Brewmaster, as you mentioned, that FATA pops the Primal Split though, and now he's going to turn the chain process, bouncing around as well. The Earth Splitter coming out from YapzOr, so they get the 1 kill on Earth Spirit now. You got Oliver trying to run. That's not going to work. He eventually gets hit by the boulder of the Earth Brewling and finished off. So nice turn from Secret. The initial smoke excuse me, ultimately sets up into the 2 kills, and that's obviously a big one on the CK.
Bit of a questionable decision from Penta though to initiate that, because they saw both the Elder Titan and the Brewmaster, so they knew that the Elder Titan was here. Yet they still chose to engage onto the Brewmaster like that, and it was a risky kill in the first place. They had to stack their stuns, or their disables perfectly, you know, the stun and the silence, to make sure he doesn't get his ultimate off. And then of course the burst damage on top, because, I don't know, it was just a really questionable decision to initiate there. And they might just remedy that with a kill here on the Elder Titan. No, they shouldn't be able to get him.
Get in there with the Frost Blast, so stays alive. And YapzOr, he went to the early medallion, the soul ring, and he's actually going to go right into a solar crest. Invisibility. Kind of being that that walking minus armor bot for the natural order we're talking about in the draft there. Bots are finished on Tinker. Yeah, so going back to what I was mentioning about that earlier. So again, bots and Blink is pretty much guaranteed for Tinker first, but after that, do you think the Axe is that important, or does he maybe get the Aether Lens? I don't know. Do Tinkers build Kayas nowadays? I don't know if that's a thing.
Kaya is definitely a thing that was,
okay.
I mean, at least in pub play. I've seen a couple of pros build it as well, but that's the beauty about Tinker. The world is your oyster, really. I do think that the Aether Lens Aghanim build would be really good here, just because against the CK illusions, being able to apply the laser miss chance would be really strong. But overall, just the rocket spam as well. And I think if they want to hold high ground, they have to do it that way. I don't think they can hope to initiate with a, Tinker blinks in, hexes the Dusa, and then they burst her down or something like that, with the classic sort of Dig and E-Blade combo. So I do think the Aghanim's Aether Lens has to be it.
Bottom lane, that Chain Frost doing so much damage itself. The Reality Rift stops the Primal Split, and they get the kill. Great burst damage coming out from Penta Sports eventually right there. They finish off as a result. Echo Stomp from YapzOr. He went in a little bit too early. That TP took a little bit longer than expected. Oliver's running in the back lines. DNZ already here as well. They catch Tinker. They stun him initially. Boogie falling over the vacuum wall combination, and they're going to kill mid one as a result. I don't know if they're going to get more. Maybe the Bear. Oliver overstepping. Has to be careful. And the most life to work with. And actually, the Stone Gaze is going to be popped by 9. Continuing to force back Secret and ending that fight in its full. But a 2-for-1 in favor of Penta. Of course, picking off Tinker. The big part of that fight there.
Tinker and the Brewmaster. Delaying this Brewmaster Blink. This is sort of like the last game. FATA has a really good start, but then because of the way the mid game works out, or I guess the early mid game works out, he falls off significantly. Like, his net worth is below that of the Elder Titan. He dominated that lane against the Dusa, but he has been stagnating since. He's been trying to look for kills, but unable to find those, and in fact has been dying now. So it's a bit troublesome for him, and he definitely want to blink on him bottom lane.
YapzOr. He
gets
goes
destroyed.
Down to the bottom lane. Yeah, I was watching this back and forth over here in the river, but I'm guessing a Reality Rift into a Phantasm looks like. Yeah.
This is not an easy combo. Or this is a very, very strong combo on the CK side. Can burst down pretty much anybody.
Just saw that the previous game, and so did Secret. And starting to witness that once again here in game number 2. So I'm sure having some flashbacks already. So if you're Team Secret, feeling the pressure, no doubt. Brewmaster trying to help with that though. He's got a blink queued up at least. 1,000 gold just about saved up. See if FATA is able to get that in the near future. And boosters the Bane meanwhile. Side of Team Secret, and in the hand. You do see that blink queued up for Team. Well, Elder Titan, the Solar Crest has been finished for him, and he's got a full-on Crimson Guard now, which actually is a pretty good item against the CK, especially.
For sure. It's good. Oh, good lane. Want to find an ace. Yeah, it's a good item build, and I like this itemization a lot, but I mean, it's still a support Elder Titan. Technically, yeah, it's a YapzOr Elder Titan, but still. So they're not going to get it anytime soon. Top lane. All right.
That works. Nightmare into run.
Always a really awkward initiation. I mean, if we could call it an initiation, I'm not sure if Nine really expected a kill there, or if he just tried to bully them out of lane. But I guess Stone Gaze is on cooldown.
There you go. They baited that out essentially. So good for Secret there. Nine. Gonna throw in the Mystic Snake and also push up the lane even a little bit better. Sacrifice nearby, does have the Chain Frost to go. They're not going to do a full push at the top tier 2. Obviously, the march of the machines will prevent that.
FATA picks up a blink, immediately TP's back, and I wouldn't be surprised if they smoke up with this. Not sure if he's waiting for... he waited for a TP money. But yeah, with this, I hope that Secret look towards trying to find a kill. I think if you're Secret, you definitely need to find a smoke and kill here with this blink reveal. Obviously, you can't really kill the CK, but I think the Dusa is not necessarily an unreasonable target to kill. I mean, she doesn't have any defensive items apart from the Infused Raindrop, I guess. And pretty much any target that isn't the CK is actually pretty easy to kill if they have 2 or 3 heroes committed to this. And, you know, Elder Titan, Bane are good ganking heroes after all. You know, you have Fiend Script, you have the Echo Storm, the Aura. They should definitely try and do something here. I feel like if Secret plays too passive, we're just going to have a repeat of the second game, or of the last game, I guess.
What about this Helmeted Dominator coming out on Darkseer? I kind of brought it up last game as a potential, but Darkseer actually gets it this time, so no mech just yet. In fact, at this rate, he's not even going for the mech, he's just going to be going to a full pipe next. Dominator coming.
I'm surprised about this as well. I feel like the mech could have been more value, but I guess in more sustained pushes, I guess the aura from the Helmet Dom is consistently better just because the mech is obviously a burst heal. I mean, yeah, it has a passive aura as well, but you know, the Dom aura is very strong, and depending on the creep that they have, they could potentially, you know, look to siege even more effectively with the Alpha Wolf, have more pickoff potential with the Dark Troll as well. I'm not sure which pro player it was, but I've definitely seen a Darkseer, you know, surge the Troll just to get the net. I don't know, it's just... There's a lot of ways to use this hero and to use the
Honestly, I've seen, like, Keizu actually do that a couple of times. Not for some reason, but... yeah, the idea, like you said, he put the IHL on neutral, he just surged the net. Pretty annoying to deal with. Middle lane, what's going on here? We got a wraparound. That's Smoke Gate going to be taken out. Phantasm Army gets 3 illusions. He's going in. Grandmaster comes with another tap. What the Poland? Near one shot on the beating. Hammers himself though. As out comes the Chain Frost bouncing around the ears, but in the backlash, it's just chaos in this fight. Midwell looking to finish off RMN meanwhile, but not in time as he reloaded right there. So far, Bane is the only one dead. TNC hits the Mortar Smash on Tinker as Tinker went a little bit too far with that Blink Dagger. Mid was in trouble now. The Stone Gaze activated from 9. They may get the kill on Earth Spirit, but they're going to take out Tinker in response. If anything, down goes the Tinker as expected. DNC is actually still alive throughout all this. Another great Boulder Smash. It's not going to be enough to stay alive, but eventually will fall. So Chaos Knight did eventually get picked off back here, by the way, in the way back line. So actually ends up being a 2 for 2. So far, we're not even done just yet. Nine's actually popping. Wow, he just melted right there. The minus armor kicking in, the Radiance Burn as well, sitting on top of him. So they end up chasing on Medusa. And what was seeming iffy there for a second for Secret actually ends up being overall pretty good.
He even denies his own bear, so they don't even get that. And yeah, it looked like a nice play from Penta, but Secret were fully prepared for this because they themselves actually wanted to go for a kill.
Well played by Dane there as well. Yeah, he used the Fiend Script to ultimately get the kill, but finishes off Lich as well. So really the big picture, I guess, a 4 for 2 fight. The big catch, you know, Secret side was Tinker, but overall the tower push as well. Secret now 3,000 net worth lead. I guess the Lone Druid has proven to actually be a pretty viable pick here.
Oh, for sure. Difficult to bring down at this stage of the game now. And the CK, this is the power of the Brewmaster against the CK. His Phantasm Illusions were gone in an instant. Like, as soon as he popped that ultimate, gone. And then, I think the major play from Penta here was to, you know, you vacuum into the wall and have the Lich ultimate, which in theory is a good combo, but it was just not enough damage against these tanky heroes, against the Brewlings as well, which obviously don't really take the damage from it, or, you know, at the very least it's not really effective. So Penta, it was a nice attempt, but again, it was also a fight where they didn't really have the proper vision. They had a one ward behind the Lone Druid, but they didn't see high ground, so they didn't know that the Brewmaster and the Elder Titan were there. So I guess a little bit of a sloppy fight, but at the end of the day, not too bad for them as well. It could have been a lot worse. They at least got the Tinker, which is a really important kill at this stage.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you there, but if you are Penta, you gotta, you know, obviously I'm sure they're not worrying, but thinking about, you know, where you're at in the game right now in terms of, this is what we're talking about from the beginning, to be fair. Secret, the mid-game ideally was going to be their shining point. When they have the Radiance, now even for a bit now on a Lone Druid, and then Tinker again. He's actually going to go the Kaya, sure enough. The eventual axe, but even without the axe, he's still doing plenty with alone with the laser. Rocket spam. Right, so, and Elder Titan's definitely proven to be very viable, actually.
By the way, I don't think we've mentioned it at all, but, you know, this is like a beautiful Tinker game. He has so many units to TP onto, actually. The Lone Druid Bear, the what's it called? The Astral... well, that and the Astral Spirit as well. It's a fantastic Tinker game. But, I mean, we've also seen him overextend a little bit because he can TP in that deep. And then, you know, if you blink in, you might be out of position a little bit, but I'm sure that, you know, the later the game goes, I'm pretty sure this mid-1 Tinker is going to go nuts, and the question is, can Penta deal with it? Or can they just make sure that it never gets to that point in the first place, you know, just push him out?
Darkseer does have the pipe coming in, or actually finished now. Again, that is very good, picking up the Tinker, and Radiance burn as well, but the top tier 1 going down, bottom lane. See if Penta's going to respond. The March of the Machines making it somewhat difficult. They're trying to find him, but they're a little bit too elusive. They don't have any Tinker wards out just yet. That's something else that Penta most likely try to get going in the near future. In fact, they're pinging the area over here as if they may be looking to place one. Eye out for that. See if it eventually happens. Vlad's finished on the Spear Bear or Lone Druid, so he's got his next tier item, and he now has the AC even queued up. Threshin being made by Ace.
Yeah, good items coming up for sure. On the Secret side. On the Radiant side, I guess, you know, we also have some couple of good items coming out. The Hurricane Pike for 9, he definitely needs it as a defensive item against them. They don't have a lot of catch potential, but if he does get caught out, you know, they have a lot of slow, a lot of sort of like the burn damage from the Lone Druid, of course, and, you know, the Tinker range. So being able to force stuff yourself out is really important here. But the Heart, this is the one big item that's coming here for Penta, making the CK that much more tankier. And of course his illusions as well.
They got mid one, TNC does fall in response, but very worth that kill right there. Played. Tinker Ward going down to help them up that kill. What's up, it? Tinker does have the Axe now queued up as well. Go on the Gaia first, but Secret again, still waiting on a couple of items. One being the Axe, another one being the Crimson Guard. I feel like another Titan, so action kind of broke out as we brought that up the first time, but Crimson Guard actually is I almost want to say like an underrated item at times because it feels like it could be potentially pretty good in a lot of games, but we don't really see it much at all. But again, this game against the CK especially, Elder Titan valuing it here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's completely, I wouldn't necessarily say undervalued, but it's, you know, it definitely isn't built as often as it maybe should be. But I think part of that is because a lot of times it feels awkward to build on certain heroes. Even in this game, yeah, they put it on the Elder Titan. That's just because the Elder Titan doesn't really know what else to build. But, you know, in other cases, for example, in the last game, which hero do Secret build it on? On the Omni Knight? Nah, you really need other items first.
True, yeah.
So that's usually how it happens. That's dead Bane, is it?
Oh, Oliver going in, picks off Bane. He's fighting the Brewmaster though. Coordination kicks in the wall. Combo of the vacuum for the Darkseer with the Mirth Splitter. On top with the Stomp, and Oliver's now dropping the Burn of the Radiance, also assisting. Eventually takes him out. Lich thrown up in the air, brought back down. Eventually going to be picked off. 9 throws up the Stone Case. He's going to be lifted up now by the Brewling. Gets the Stone up on several heroes, but eventually comes back down, and that 9 could be in a bad spot. The Mana Shield saving him for the time being, and good force snap away. Do stay alive. DNZ, Boulder Smash in the backlands, but he just melts as he runs in to apply his Magnetize, but I don't know if that was necessarily worth it. It is ticking them down somewhat, but not nearly enough. Eventually getting any kills out of it. But yeah, we're seeing CK this time around. It's definitely not the snowball this game. I mean, he's going in, and last game he was just killing them instantly. This time it's, I mean, he eventually got Bane, but it took a little bit longer, and obviously Secret was able to respond even.
Right now, Secret have much more damage than they had last game, so they can burst down those illusions. And with Brewmaster, again, illusions vanished in that fight. Like, they didn't last for... They lasted for the bank kill, and then they were gone. And if you look at the vision that they Radiant currently have, Penta, they can't really take good team fights. Like, that pickoff was good for them, but they didn't know the Brewmaster was coming in. They didn't know that there was so much support already behind them. That's the Darkseer. Again, they just don't have the vision right now, which is honestly props to Secret. They apply so much pressure, you know, they pushed out every lane, and then they are the team that plans aggressive wars. They have the vision to scout out, you know, where's Penta rotating, can we extend for these kind of kills, and well, now they can take Roshan pretty much uncontested, because without Darkseer, there's no way that Penta can fight in that pit here.
Yeah, I'm looking. The vision currently, and Armin finally gets one down pretty aggressive over here, but other than that, they do not have any vision actually on the map. So, yeah, very dark map for them. Secret, they do have it in the Roshan area. Not the most aggressive themselves, but enough to allow them to easily do Roshan. Double damage on Brewmaster helps. And they're going to pick up the Aegis. Looks like they're going to give it to Ace on the Lone Druid, so he'll pick it up. The AC is actually just about finished. He needs 1,400 total for the plate mail. 100 now saved up, so yeah, in fact, there you go. He has enough gold for it now. Just needs to purchase a mid one, bottom lane, he's pushing it out. They're in the area as if they want to jump in, but they can't. No blink on Chaos Knight.
Exactly. Without the blink on the Chaos Knight, there's no way they can really kill him. They would have to disable the blink first, so they're going to be satisfied with this Puppey kill. Easy kill for them. Top lane, though.
Also going to go down. Yeah, I was watching that actually during it, so I guess. Result of that. Heart is now finished on the CK, but again goes back to until he gets the blink, he's still gonna feel not as threatening. A little underwhelming here.
This is not an easy game for Penta right now. I think Secret have hit their timings almost perfectly. Oh, Primal split bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he could pop the Tinker is porting in. The Brewlings going in further, but 9. Stone Gaze maybe just gonna deter them enough to keep him alive, and yeah, he'll get back to the shrine. Has DPs coming in, not worth the chase. But I think Stone Gaze is cooldown now to be fair, probably both sides using a fairly decent cooldown.
Better trade for Penta though, and being able to get that off of FATA is really important. Buys him a little bit of time as well. You know, they can feel a little bit safe, because without the Brew split, I'm not sure if Secret are going to try to really play aggressively. And again, Penta, you know, they line up. I still think it. I mean, they're definitely not out of this. Like, if you have a Dusa lineup, you're always going to be in the game. But this Dusa hasn't had a great game at all. And looking at her items, she has what, 2 items: a Hurricane Pike and a Mask of Madness. And her 3rd item is going to be another defensive item, the Lincoln Sphere. They need to buy this Dusa so much more time than they currently are doing. And it's not easy for the CK because the targets are really tanky. You know, they have abilities to get away. And then, as you pointed out earlier, he doesn't have the blink yet.
Yeah. I mean, he's wanted that next, but of course wanted the heart first even, so he is getting there. In the next couple of minutes, he should have it. But yeah, it's just one of those cases. Will that be a little bit too late by then? You were talking about the Medusa, so I was going to bring that up a few days. I'm glad you did, but yeah, again, just really struggling. We really haven't mentioned a lot about 9 on the Medusa here for good reason. It's just always been somewhat behind. And the fact that he's even ahead of the Chaos Knight is a little bit crazy, but I guess, you know, having that Mask of Madness does have the amp farm with a multi-shot, so split shot even understandable. Is about to hit level 20. That is a pretty significant mark for her. The 800 mana means that she survives that much more. That's the good news for Penta, but again, it continues to be they're going to need to delay this game quite a bit longer until they can feel comfortable.
Well, for sure. And this is also one of those cases where, you know, net worth is quite deceptive. You look at the net worth of the Dusa and you think to yourself, well, she's technically only 1k behind the Tinker and only sort of like 5k behind the Lone Druid. But if you go by the items, it feels like she's behind so much further than just the 5k, because the items that she's going for are just very defensive in nature. They don't really help her progress the game or be more, you know, be stronger, but if anything, just helps her die less than she is currently. And that's just not really the position you want to be in, and usually you have to rely on the other heroes to make up for that. But then you have a Darkseer, the 3 position, who's more utility-based, right? If this was a different I'm not saying that Darkseer was a bad pick, but if this was a different offlaner, if this was a Brewmaster, they would be able to do so much more.
Oh,
I say that!
A big wall combo on top of the center stop, as well as the boulder smash, but in comes the extra stop from YapzOr. Center spot, the Promise Split's going to be activated as well, and the Earth Splitter doing even more damage. The Stone Case active throw off this, but down goes the Earth Spirit. Buyback on a Tinker, so he didn't die in the midst of that, but the Fiend's Grip hold him. Darkseer gets it picked up, as well as Chaos Knight dying throughout. The buyback on a Darkseer. Chaos Knight does have one as well. You see the Chain Frost bouncing around. Will CK buyback. Ace, he's getting pretty low. Remember, he does have the Aegis. So if he falls right here, going to be coming right back up. There we go. Mystic Snake will finish the job. Going to come back up in a couple of seconds. What a fight we just had, though. And a buyback on a Tinker for this. Can Secret actually break the base now, especially without the Aegis? It seems a little risky.
Maybe I need to criticize Darkseer more often. That was absolutely insane. And that one ward set it up. You know, finally they have the vision there, so they can go for these kind of plays. Before they couldn't really find those openings because their map is dark. Like outside of that ward, they don't have anything up either. So great timing from them, but unfortunately, you know, with the Tinker buyback, they're still going to lose the CF3 most likely.
Looks possible. CK 10 more seconds. Again, had a buyback this whole time, but didn't want to have to use it. They're going to save the tier 3, though. All right. They're going to keep it alive. Lich Armor also helping do that, so there you go. Blink is purchased also by Chaos Knight as he comes back up. Yeah, I mean, it's still quite a net worth lead for Secret, but that was good for Penta because, again, it goes back to their strategy right now is just delay. We need to delay this game as long as possible.
Delay, and also I think Secret might feel discouraged to go for another high ground push anytime soon. You know, they might just want to wait for it Aegis first and for the buyback to be back off cooldown for mid one as well, because it was quite the investment right now. And I think if you're Penta, you just try to go for kills right now. I think they should just walk up. Oh, I guess they're going for it.
The VP target, an Elder Titan. Botcha jumps in. Promise Split gonna be canceled. He got vacuum in, silenced on up. They do pick off YapzOr. Fiend's Grip locking on Earth Sphere from a distance. Oh, that 8th punch, man. It's 4 stabbed away, still not enough. But the Reality Rip pulling on Bane. A couple of shots later, almost dies Nightmare though. He's helping to stall, keeps Puppey alive. The Mystic Snake unable to finish him either. Actually, will manage to stay alive throughout. DNZ Boulder Smash hits a couple of Brewlings. Boogie's trying to continue with escape. The Primal Split's on a chase, but ultimately going to go back to the Earth back here.
All right, I kind of have to retract what I was gonna say about the Darkseer. I think one of the weaknesses for me, or one of the weaknesses about Darkseer, and why I didn't necessarily like to pick too much here, is because outside of that wombo combo, you don't really offer too much in team fights, right? But he's making up for that with his goddamn Helm Dominator. Like that kill to YapzOr. Do you know how to get that with the Centaur that he surged and then went for the stomp? Really clever play from Boogie, and I mean, honestly, Penta on a good track right now. If they find a kill here on Ace, or just anybody really, to just further delay this, then in a really good position.
Ace, they can manage to find a pick on the Lone Druid. Now, he does have an axe, by the way. It's not only the leash not mattering, but he'll be able to kill the bear after death. They find another kill, though. It seems like Elder Titan could be the prime target. Ace eventually gets caught by DNC, but now it's mid one spamming out the rockets. The silence is going to miss him. And the Thunderclap will help to finish off the job on Earth Spirit. So you can tell Penta Sports, they were happy with the Elder Titan kill. They were happy to get out after that. The illusions of the Phantasm, 20 more seconds, but they're going to be picked off now. They're trying to retreat. So Phantasm will be on cooldown for another 100+ seconds for Chaos Knight. Opening for Secret to try to do something, I guess. Sean, okay, he could respawn in like 5 seconds.
Oh, the Deuce top.
Oh, this is a big kill. Manage it. Rotation's still coming. Fiend's Grip. Locking it down. Brewmaster sitting on top of the right clicks. Again, he's quite tanky with that manage heal. Pops the Stone Gate. Support is now here. 9 good force staff over the ledge, and he wants to jet on out of there. So, manages to live, actually.
That is really important. And, well, this is this is why the defensive items are paying off. The Lincolns, the Hurricane Pike. And this is why she had to go for this item build. Sure, she doesn't, I mean, I say she doesn't really deal damage, even though she deals over 200 damage, but it's more of a, you know, other Deuces at this stage of the game would probably deal more damage. But 9, I think the way he itemized, definitely the right choice. And Secret, it's a bit worrisome that they can't find these kills right now. because they need to find these kills. They're just wasting a lot of time right now. They can't really go high ground right now either, because, and I think they know that. And in the time they wait for the next Roshan, they have to find those kills. Otherwise, they're just not really effective. Like their heroes don't. Outside of the Lone Druid and the Tinker, they just don't farm well. It's not like FATA's gonna amass like a huge amount of gold lead. They have to find those kills with these heroes, and looks like they find the Dusa again.
Yeah, no, can they actually kill her?
No, she's not the target.
Comes out and definitely not the target. In fact, Bane is gonna end up dying for this. Ghost Scepter keeping him alive a little longer. Oh, FATA, he wants to go in actually, looking to fight this. On the Brewmaster, splits on up. Chain Process bouncing around, dealing plenty of damage. Pulls on the Earth Ruling. Storm 1 gonna end up down in the backlines, and now it's just the Earth Ruling actually. They pick this one up, that's gonna be a kill, and they get it! That's a 6-kill streak stopper. FATA, that was a very aggressive jump. Now, meanwhile, there was a bit of a distraction. You see Lone Druid with the Bear pushing the middle lane and getting tier 3 as a result, so Secret gets something out of it at least.
Yeah, at first I was really questioning the goal there from FATA, but it was definitely just a distraction, so they would get the tower on doubles. Was it double cinch? I think it was double cinch and the Lone Druid Bear, and Lone Druid has actions now, so I guess this is what Secret want to do now, and I think it's actually a really good move. They trade, what, 2 kills for 1 and tier 3? Yeah, right now it might not seem like a total, like, even trade, but in the long run this tier 3 could mean a lot, because, next time they do this trade, it's racks. Or another tier 3 tower, and then more racks. So this is, they're working themselves in there, but because the Brewmaster's down, it opens up Roshan, so Penta immediately striking her.
Gonna be Cheese, so only the 2nd kill. No refresh turn yet, but yeah, look at the tier 3 top. The Axe pick up on Lone Druid proving to be so much value. Gonna possibly get the range racks as well, so they get the Aegis picked up on 9. Play Medusa, but the range rack's going down, and now can they somehow kill the Bear?
Yeah, they should be able to. Oh,
Armin has to be careful on the side of this. He throws out the Chain Frost. Make sure. So yeah, they kill the Bear. He summons a new one, of course, but plenty of damage done there.
Oh, Ace is gonna go all in on this goddamn Bear. He buys a Shadow Blade for the Bear now as well. This is, yeah, I think this is the better decision. I mean, is he gonna keep? No, he's not gonna keep it for himself now. Alright. I think this is the better decision, or a great decision as well, because right now they can't really take Penta head on. That's just not, like, the power level on Penta is too strong. This CK is really tanky now, and he's gonna have a BKB next as well. The Dusa, they already saw that they can't kill her, and now with the Skadi on top, they can't double kill her, especially not with the Aegis. So Secret almost have to go for these kind of rad plays.
Dusa's almost level 25 too, and again, that's when she gets their split shot uses modifiers. Skadi, gonna be nightmared up. I think they're gonna get anything out of this. Just a little bit of damage, but Court's nearby, so yeah, she'll be fine. But she's gonna be the first one to hit level 25. Is again just about to do so. Lone Druid almost also there, but Battlecry grants spell immunity. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good level 25 as well. There is one that's standing out to me, though, I want to talk about here, is the Brewmaster. He's level 20, so he still has a bit to go, but you also look at what he's building, the Octarine Core. This is something we did get to see at the Perfect World Masters, because I want to say it was Eyesight Sice did it specifically.
Yes.
That I'm remembering, where he got this with the level 25 talent of the minus cooldown, and basically there's a 5-second window when you come back together that you can then Primal Split again. It's absurd. So you can just spam your Primal Split as RMN goes down. But that's going to be pretty key for Secret.
It definitely is, and oh my god, the way that Secret is playing right now, I love it. It's in Penta, yeah, they're now killing this Bear now, or most likely gonna kill this Bear now, but they just ran around trying to find the Bear went invisible, hit the range tracks in mid, almost killed it, and because they caused so much distraction, they were able to kill off Armen, and they forced Penta back. Like, Penta can't push past the river, because the Bear is always going to be knocking on the door. And yeah, the point you're making about the Brewmaster, I like it. I like the item build. The Octarine Core is really strong here, and it almost seems silly because you already have a 15-second I think downtime only, to reduce it to like 12 seconds or something, or I guess less than that. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it actually makes a huge difference. And Octarine Core provides a lot of stats that on Brewmaster you can definitely need, or not necessarily stats, but always HP and mana. It's not that much of a pickup.
It's just also another addition to the Lone Druid strategy of the Axe Bear. It's just safe damage they can put out. Now they're going to be putting a pop of Bandcast for Okay, so this is kind of key because now they
9 might die mid
cooldown
though.
was used. Oh wow, he's oh my gosh, he's gonna be
DNZ is here. I don't think he can save him.
He probably can, but he's gonna try for it. But nice just finding. Remember, he has the Aegis, so that's why. Yeah, Secret doesn't want to outright commit to this, understandably. So he'll actually not only live, but they're gonna pressure the tier 2 now as well. But I was just getting at the Lone Druid Bear dying. It's on cooldown, and they knew that's why they committed so much to killing that second bear right there. Because yeah, Lone Druid has another 40 seconds before it's back up. So right now, he's not 100% useless, but a lot less useful.
Oh, the Tinker getting caught out.
Get caught. It's a big call. Meanwhile, the Kindred, he doesn't have a buyback. If he goes down right here, he's staying alive still a little bit longer somehow, but 100 seconds mid one's down for. What is happening? Penta is going to be able to capitalize pretty big time here.
They still have the Aegis as well. They might not have Phantasm, but do they really need it? FATA's doing a good play though. He's cutting the creep wave, making sure they can't push high ground with creeps. Even if he dies for this, it's worth it, because they have to delay this as much as possible. There's no way they can hold the high ground without the Tinker.
Yeah, Dusa just pushing it out. The Enfeeble is helping, and that's something else that's got to be pretty annoying if you're Penta, especially on that Medusa. Spammed out by the Enfeeble. Damage a little bit less because the Splitter even used. Just doing anything they can to delay.
They need to kill this catapult for the backdoor region. Oh, they can't get to it.
Lane, by the way.
Oh, they get it. Alright. Oh, push averted.
And you look at the bear, it's in the middle. It's going to go for the middle range, easily kills that. You got to get back if you're Penta. This is going to be so annoying. Seems like they have such a big opening, but okay, he gets back, trying to kill the bear. What's going on over here? Looks like the split, actually. They catch Medusa. So the Aegis is eventually going to be popped, perhaps. She's standing her ground, still healing up barely. It's like they're almost like not killing her.
Oh, the Aegis is gone.
Yeah, the Aegis is gone. That's probably what they're waiting for. The news is going to be wearing off quickly. Stonegate's going to be activated by Medusa. He's slumped up currently by the Nightmare. Stonegate hits the Elder Titan, has the Astral Spirit, but not going to be able to get up an Echo Stomp. And that'll be the end of that. Lone Druid Bear, did it die, by the way?
Yeah, it did.
No, it is botted. Okay, did he
oh, wait.
One then? That's perhaps.
No, I think it, I think it should have. Oh, no. I guess it didn't die, no.
Stayed alive, yeah, he wouldn't have been able to summon another one yet. He's trying to live for now and keeping them busy as Secret's coming in as a team. This is just getting so chaotic, man. Lich, he's obviously dead for another minute.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
He did not get the middle melee racks or the top one. So yeah, melee racks are all still up here.
Oh, not for long. Look at the bear again. Mid.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Well, so much for that. It's bound to happen eventually. Boulder smash in. That's TNT has to be careful that's committed to this, and he might have overstepped the bounds a little bit. Boogie goes with a nice wall combo. The vacuum, it looks like heroes for the Crimson card. The reaction or splitter thrown out just in case. And Secret is going to eventually retreat. So, look at the kill that was from Penta. Mid one with the no buyback. They really couldn't do much with it though.
It was a variety of things, you know, FATA cutting the creep wave there, delaying that, and then further they throw out the Earth Splitter, killing that creep wave immediately as well. And then of course the pressure from the Lone Druid Bear. Really good team play here from Secret on 3 fronts, making sure that Penta can push high ground. And I'm not sure if you've seen that, but Na'Vi actually does that a lot as well. They cut the creep waves, you know, they have the support smoking behind the creep wave, and then I've seen Saneko die like 3 or 4 times just to make sure the enemy can't push high ground. It's honestly so worth it, even if you lose a support, offlane or whatever. As long as you deny that creep wave, definitely worth it.
That Desolator, man. Spirit Bear's gonna die right here, but he does have another summon. He summons it, so got the third and final ranged racks at least. So it's just 2 melee racks that are up, bottom and top, that are preventing mega creeps now. And again, it just feels like though, if you're Penta, it's just inevitably a matter of time before that's mega creeps. I'm watching the answer die here, so good find out to him, but he has a buyback. They, you know, even if they pick off mid one here somehow, he's TPing out, and so they won't get him. Again, unless they can kill the bear without Lone Druid ready to summon another one, they just don't really have a chance, it feels like, right?
Yeah, it feels kind of super. Oh, mid lane, that's a nice initiation, yeah.
But again, it's going to result in anything. Probably not. In fact, Oliver, be careful not to get turns. What was used for this? Rocket, lasers being coming out, and Oliver's definitely in trouble now. He's going to be hexed up, in fact, by Tinker. Meanwhile, top lane's being pushed in. Guess what? By the bear. MRK will save Oliver for the time being. Lich may end up falling because of this, but definitely worth the sacrifice. Stay alive in the end. But again, it's just more time being bought for Secret, is all this is.
And the bear goes back again, but this time around they expected it. They're like, well, even if they expect it, they can't really do anything either because of the talent, as you pointed out earlier. This is not like, I don't even know how Penta should react to this. Like,
yeah.
their lineup doesn't really deal too well with the Lone Druid. They would have to, if anything, would have to commit the Secret to stay back. But they can't really. They need him in the front lines to go for those kills, right? And I wonder if at this point Penta might just accept the fact. I mean, obviously not give him free mega creeps, but accept the fact that you're gonna have to play against mega creeps at some point. So start delaying that and prepare for it as much as possible. Deuce already, queuing up the Divine Rapier. So in 2-3 minutes we might have mega creeps and Divine Rapier.
Yeah, this is a game that it's not going to be a surprise to see that item. Divine Rapier coming out of Medusa, so...
Dead Puppey?
She's able to get that.
Dead Puppey.
There's the primal split though nearby, GNC. That's a barrel roll away, Glimmer Cape, saving it for the time being, has a Blink Dagger. He cannot get it off in time though, and now he's in trouble. Plant on. Galaxy Knight coming back in, nice Echo Stomp, prevents the Reality Rift. Earth Splitter being thrown out. Not going to necessarily hit anyone in the end, but forcing Penta to react and run away. Going back in, Millimeter One's going to be caught this time. Reality Rift is worth your teammates now, buddy. Boulder Smash even hits the Brewmaster in the back. That's well placed by DNC right there. The sleep's not enough. The BKB from Oliver helps secure the kill. So mid one's dead, 85 seconds. This time he does have a buyback. Necessary, but probably not, because it continues to go back to the case of Penta. They're able to get kills. That's not a surprise. It's just they can't really do a lot of it unless they kill the bear. Like, it goes back to that being the key. They need to kill the bear with Lone Druid having the Spirit Bear on cooldown, or just kill him himself as well. They really don't have a chance here.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of crazy though to consider that Penta is still able to find those kills despite two heroes, the Dusa and the Darkseer, committing to defend against the bear. This just goes to show, that Secret, sort of, without the bear, obviously they don't really have any damage, right? Where's the damage coming from? The Tinker only. But if they shut him down, they can pretty much make sure that they, Tinker or Secret can punish them for it. The Secret or Penta doing a good job pushing out 3 waves at once, but the bear doesn't care. He is just cutting waves and drawing the waves back as much as possible.
Here we go. Split in. He's going for the bottom. Nobody's TPing back currently. I mean, this is going to be the melee round. Who backdoor?
It's going to take some time, though.
But you're right. Meanwhile, back up here. Let's take a look. Tinker's up in 10 seconds. Other tank got picked up. He fires back immediately. So they might just be committed to this. Yeah, they're picking it out, but it's like, why not? They got a great self. FATA goes in. Primal split up. Echo Stomp hits multiple. Fiend's grip blocks by the ledge. He's going to get out of it. Some way, somehow. Earth Splitter pulls in. Oliver, he's got the BKB though, so he's still good to go for the time being. Going to be wearing off shortly. Chaos from the backline hits Tinker. He's running right. They're going to head for him. Tinker, next up, doesn't really matter though. Runs away. Stone Game's also not going enough to chase him. 9. Very defensive. Brewmaster comes back together in the front line. Phoenix here. FATA jumps in as well. Buyback from Darkseer, by the way, as he eventually went down. Earth Spirit also ends up falling. Now Chaos Knight. He's out of firepower, man. No Phantasm, he eventually falls, has buybacks, but it just seems like that was all for naught. They get mega creeps, they buy back on what they have. Might as well. But this has just got to be so frustrating if you're Penta.
It has to be. I understand the thought process here. You realize that even if you TP back, you're definitely gonna be up against mega creeps anyway. So might as well try and force a fight here. If you win the fight, and maybe there's no buyback available, or at the very least you force out the buybacks, right? But Secret just really strong because they were able to get the bear back as well. Like, the bear, yeah, they lose YapzOr, but with the buyback on him and with the bear, they're in really good fighting shape as well. And it's really difficult for Penta to fight right now. They definitely need the rapier. And Boogie dies. He doesn't have buyback. He bought back.
That's a dieback. Yeah, so he's dead for 99 seconds, and that definitely is a bit of an opening for Secret. That's a bit of crowd control that they're missing out on now. And Secret, although they don't even necessarily need to just go for a finish here, it feels like they could. I mean, they're trying to get the Aegis as well, and the Refresher Shard, and they're going to definitely get that. I mean, Lone Druid, I guess, could even get the Refresher Shard here, like a just in case. It's something American, but probably going to pass it off eventually. Point is, they get the Aegis. The rest of the team beating down tier 4. This could be the beginning of the end in favor of Secret, though.
I like how 8 feed script.
Blocking on arm in. Feels alive for now. 9 pops the stone, gets the script. We gotta try something. Galaxy bites back. Hits Meteor, so though the laser locked in against the kill on Earth Spirit. There's a Riata Rich Poland on mid of 1. Mid of 1, Manda falling. He's up for 100. He has to fly back. He uses it immediately. The Ancient died about half-life and vulnerability, stalling a little bit, but going right for it is the Bear. And Secret's gonna take game 3, it looks like. And does take game to 1 and advance on to the finals. Well, they'll be matched up against Kingway with a chance to go to the Galaxy Battle major tournament in the European region on the line.
Very valiant effort for Penta. Honestly, huge props. Like being able to force Secret to this extent. Like, I mean, they really pushed Secret, right? You could definitely tell that Secret at some stage were feeling the pressure. They knew the only way they were going to get this game is by sending the Bear in and trying to buy as much time for the Bear as much as possible. And I'm not even sure if you can really point out too many mistakes from Penta. I think at the end of the day, it's also Secret playing really well. Yeah, Penta maybe missed a couple of openings here and there, and obviously the Drusa being behind for most of the game is also what sort of contributed to this loss. But Penta still played really well. I gotta give it to them. Game 2 especially, you know, really strong performance, and even in this Game 3, strong performance as well. But, you know, Secret was just the better team today.